that housekeeping done, let's get underway with, well, 2 smokes, 2 Molotovs as G2 look to set their sights on this A bomb site.
Absolutely true. faveN will be here towards the A ramp, just spotting for information here. It's quite alone for now. Just going to be playing for the information. He hasn't got any utility, just jumping, and as soon as he gets any interactions, he will be calling for the cavalry. All 5 players with G2 lying in wait here. They've got 2 smokes at the bomb site, a Molotov for boost as well, and the contact play initiates. So, having been spotted, CTs will fall back and call for a bit of recruitment from the CT side as well. Krimbo coming in towards the upper area.
Everyone's got their elven shoes on right now. Very quiet across the map until that Molotov lands. Now left side site will be smoked and maybe a deeper prong of utility to be lobbed here by HooXi as well. They're in the side, the headshot molly's in play. faveN's forward, the hero, the last, looking to do damage, but he's been mopped up by Hunter and JKS combined. A deep elevator smoke, but a secondary flash, and the second wave is coming. The Germans, they deny the plant, and tabseN just taking off heads. Massive shooting from tabseN, and Syrison will put the cherry on top. What a round.
That is absolutely huge there. tabseN with the flashbang as well. You could see G2 a little bit apprehensive to go for the plant, ducking and weaving, trying to suggest they were going for it. Oh, he's going to. That's huge. As tabseN, the in-game leader, takes the matter by the horns and actually delivered so much here. Flash through, his teammate didn't do much, but then tabseN comes online here. This is just a masterclass of the USP. Fantastic scenes, and Syrison to close things out as well. A round that looked almost gone, to be honest with you. The smoke going down, the fact they had so much positional control, CTs weren't supposed to have a look in there. So G2 denied entry, no bomb planted even. After getting the first frag, we'll see a 5-on-5 ensue, and NiKo somehow opens things up there, but Keto will respond in kind. Back to the 4-on-4, but I assume a great shot from NiKo there. That sounded impressive.
Well, HooXi can't overstep the mark. He currently has the bomb on his back and doesn't want to give away... I guess he can overstep the mark. So bomb now spotted. Idea of the mid to B. Completely in the bin. And so's the round for G2. That was a little bit questionable from a couple of decision makers right there.
Yeah, they did force buy into this one, but after the initial 1-dig, not much else left to be said. Odyssey and NiKo in towards T-spawn, can't really recover the bomb. Hoping to find some flanking CTs, perhaps an upgrade to a rifle. That's all they can really hope for at this stage, as walking into B would just be a death trap at this point.
I think now if they can get another kill or 2, that would be the bar that you'd want to set considering the circumstances that have fallen at your feet here. But I wouldn't mind having a bit of a broader conversation now about the idea of picking the same map again. Well, actually, no, going into a map that you were victorious on before, sorry. Sure. And just thinking that you're going to walk away with a similar result here. So you know that Big are going to have really tried to fine-tune this map. You heard from Blair and Maui both predicting this 2-0, but this does tend to be a bit of a trap card, right? So Big looking fired up from the pistol. If they can get a couple more rounds like that where individuals step up big, pardon the pun, massive, humongous, gigantic,
it's always
large,
a little treacherous,
greatly. Right. If they can step up, then I think that they can feel themselves, because that map was close. I will agree with Maui and Blair. I do think we are likely headed for the 2-0 here, but G2 are going to be made to work for this again.
Oh, absolutely.
Now that they're down to just these Glocks, it's going to be the 3-0 start.
It's the dream start for Big, and you're absolutely right. 3-0 on the horizon. Big winning that pistol as well. They are going to be fired up beyond belief. They know they have a solid chance here, starting on the CT side as well. Some light investment from G2. Deagles, Tech-9s, and a couple of Glocks for good measure. And just 2 flashbangs here, as we'll see the first interaction towards middle. A load of damage exchange, but it's going to be that utility damage coming out on top. Krimbo having a field day towards the B steps. And NiKo and HooXi once again left in a problematic position, to say the very least. Keto tucks himself in towards Dupree. And at this stage, just same again. Maybe they get a pick or 2. They'd be happy with that, but that's going to be the round gone. The bomb doesn't fall off the side of the map there, but it's not like it matters too much either way. HooXi will go down, and it is the 3-0. Very comfortable. And an interesting round here, Jad, considering they've saved 2 MP9s of FAMAS. Don't want to throw any weaponry away on the CT side, so we'll see what they've got in mind here. Syrison actually decides to throw one of them away, I believe. So yes, he'll go upgrade to the AWP. I was about to say, firepower kind of lacking. You don't want to throw money away, but getting your main sniper online in the crucial gun round here, probably the best port of call, I would say. Round 4 coming through. Honestly, with the AWP, of course. Hunter patrolling towards B. Faster approach time towards the A ramp, and we Krimbo defend them off towards B. Actually gets off the steps as well. Great shot from NiKo. Just through the edge of the smoke there, finds the AWP up. And what a great first kill that is. So, Hunter needs to stay alive here, join his teammates. He'll scoop up the bomb as well. And NiKo has got full control as he gets his second and maybe third kill. The MP9 that denies it, but still the hunt is on. And HooXi, it's a scrappy one, but it'll absolutely count. And that's going to be the A bomb site completely wide open at this stage.
Yeah, that JKS kill was the most important of the lot.
Yes.
Because if he went down as well and we find ourselves in a 2-on-2 situation, real problems here. But now it's Krimbo, who was one of the big heroes on Mirage T side for Big. I think he'll be considering the save. But HooXi, he's on the board. And he definitely didn't have the best showing on Mirage.
We had to address it at some point, I suppose. Yeah, it's another quiet one, but they got the map win. So it doesn't really matter what the score lines.
It is going to be a problem when they verse FaveZ,
yeah,
Na'Vi,
absolutely.
right? That's when he cannot have those types of games. Is probably
not so consistently for sure. He can't be having every single map with
less than
7
10
kills. Yeah, sorry, less than 10 kills, getting 7, I should say. Yeah, you're dead on. I agree. It's difficult to watch sometimes, but this time, part of the fragging unit gets up there. Sure, it's a scrappy kill, but one of the important ones, a trade comes in as well from JKS, and they pick up the first.
Well, he's got a smile on his face there, Justin, which is unusual for JKS. He did go down with the bomb, so we'll have to re-equip here. And
yeah,
it's good to see him smiling, though, Henry. That's the highlight for me.
That's a very good point. Yeah, you don't get many smiles from him, but when they do come in, it suddenly warms your heart.
It warms the world.
It warms the world.
So maybe he's responsible for global warming. I don't know. We'll get our detectives on that one.
Want to see with a chance here, looking towards the east side of the map. He's got the AWP in a prime position. Citizen, however, nowhere to be seen. He's actually towards A. So at least they'll be granted control and just Molotov in the CT's back off position towards the top of the steps. And we come to a bit of a standstill here. Why don't just jiggle around the map and work out what's available to them. They've shown presence towards B, taking that CT vision away. That's really quite important here. And Hunter might actually decide to fall back and suggest they'll be going towards the A bomb site momentarily. But of course, 2 CTs ready and waiting. You know they're going to have a strong system here. Still have a couple of smokes available to them. And there's one of them.
Yeah, the biggest gap is mid right now because of this heavy lean to help out Krimbo on B. He got chunked on down to 21 points of health here, so some issues. There's a run boost at the bottom of the A ramp. You don't see that one every day of the week. Seriously aware they could be crossed, especially with that molly now and stampeding footsteps up the ramp. It's an interesting looking molly from HooXi there.
Still unclear of the final intentions here, gaining more and more ramp control, but the CTs arriving at the scene of the crime.
This push
the push is everything.
Yeah, JKS hasn't done great in locking down a lot of these positions where he's been tasked with getting one. He tends to normally get picked on and goes down, so that's a good find.
On Mirage, you saw that a couple of times, holding for the flanks, and he might still go down here, making a lot of noise, Chad, and I dare say Tabson will have his number, and indeed he does. Time ticking away here. It does confirm they're going towards A, essentially, right? And that means the CTs can rotate over and have at least 3 players here. Flashbangs initiated, and the CTs smoking off the key choke points, allowing them just to focus towards the ramp. Citizen, 1 kill to his name so far, a slight gap. Eventually thwarted.
Just has to deny this FaveN, and he can win the round right here with his kill. Flash forward does deny. They need to get playing that bomb right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The round is done.
Oh, it's a little bit disappointing for G2 there. Didn't really bring much at all. 1 kill, and you can sacrifice a CT there. You had a man advantage of sorts, knowing that if you deny that plant, the round's absolutely over. And God B calls for a timeout, it seems. Doesn't look happy.
No, he doesn't look happy.
Even though they're 4-1 up.
And it was the right play there to win the round, considering the amount of time that was left. So maybe just wanting to make sure he gets his point across here within the early stages. You have the 4-1 lead. You want to make sure you build on this. There can be a buy of sorts. JKS get an AK, Hunter get into a Galil, HooXi can get himself a Mac 10. So it's not like they're out of hot water just yet. But it was curious to see God B off the back of a round win, taking a timeout and looking agitated in a way.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. In terms of players surviving, 3 survived the round as well. That's pretty much all you could ask for in a full gun situation, but still those to play from faveN managing to deny the plant, and Krimbo, lovely spray for this make see how many assists he was getting as well. HooXi looking a little bit discombobulated on the other side of the server, and there is a full buy here, Chad. I'm not sure if this one was necessarily required, but they saved the AWP and the AK, but it's still compromised, to say the least. Tech9 for HooXi, Galil for Hunter, and once again, challenging and battling towards the A ramp. Smoke will avert the gaze of m0NESY as once again they'll start their T campaign on this side of the map. Very important real estate. Nades over. HooXi blind. He's at the front of the pack, of course, with the pistol, and Here comes the first interaction. They'll fully commit here, and it's actually HooXi opening things up with the Tech 9. Into him for the double, potentially. NiKo will beat him to the punch with the HE grenade, and here comes the response. faveN needs at least a couple here. Only good for one. Krimbo will follow things up, and it's actually looking very promising for G2 now. Just k1to remaining, but he has had some fantastic performances on Mirage. I doubt he'll be able to stabilize here, and indeed, m0NESY will confirm it.
I could have confirmed that one for you, Henry. That shot from m0NESY, laser sharp, and down he goes. So a bounce back on the hodgepodge looking by, and now the ones in a bit more trouble are that of Big. Their money situation not looking good. I think they're the ones who now have to go for a force buy option.
Sometimes having the Tech 9 at the front, the run and gun potential, Chad, can be absolutely everything. You feel a bit looser, a bit freer, and great grenade from NiKo as well. m0NESY with the all-important shot there towards the upper area, and it is going to be a force in response. MP9 completely destroyed at the very start there. k1to down to 2 points of health, and HooXi, he's not slowing down for anything. He's at the front of the pack every single time, throwing himself in towards the Lion's Den, and that's great work. Mac10 farming some cash here. Remember, this is the force buy as well. They've got the first opening frags. One player remains in the smoke. That's Krimbo. He'll be dealt with in due course. 5 versus 2. k1to and faveN remain, and you have to say, Chad, sometimes the most simple approaches are the best. Getting stuck in there, Mac10 leading the charge. HooXi does his job, he finds an opening kill, and there it is. Bob's your uncle. The round's in their favor.
A lot of people have been asking questions, Henry.
What kind of questions, Chad?
Well, who is HooXi?
What is that? Okay, that's an interesting question. You've probably got some things to say about it.
I'm going to tell him who HooXi is. A poem about HooXi. Who is HooXi? For the blind, he is the vision. For the hungry, he is the chef. For the thirsty, he is the water. If HooXi thinks, I agree. If HooXi speaks, I'm listening. If HooXi has one fan, it's me. If HooXi has no fans, I don't exist at all.
Oh, I've got goosebumps, Chad. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
You just wrote that now?
Yeah, I've been working on that for some time. I've been practicing. I learned what a haiku was the other day, so, you know...
Have you looked into rapping, perhaps?
Some diss tracks, you know?
You could be interested in a diss track. Okay. I like the sound of that.
Parla P.
Jokes aside, HooXi has got the opening frag 2 rounds in a row now. Tech 9 and then the Mac10. Throw him in there, he'll get the job done. And that's going to be a couple of rounds in a row now for G2. 4-3, Big starting to whimper slightly here as we have got MP9s and just the USP towards middle. I say just, quite a lot of damage
here.
Here
he is again!
He's done it, Chad. This is what he needs. This is the recipe right here.
The pep in the step.
Give him a Mac10, give him a Tech 9, he'll get stuck in, and he'll find that kill for you. No problem whatsoever.
I wanted to do it when you get a double kill for the copy pass.
We weren't sure it was going to happen.
No, so we went with the single frag and the dead moment to do so. But JKS has given up an AK, and that's led to 2 kills. So
oh no.
k1to could get even more done here. The bomb is on his side of the bridge.
Full control of the bomb, Chad. And that Molotov doesn't do much for them at all, but Hunter sneaks down the ladder perfectly here. Should be an execution. The Apex Predator, Hunter, he'll find that very clean kill in the end, and a round that looked like it could have fallen apart at the seams is picked back up as G2 tie things up here as well at 4-4. A couple of difficult rounds there for Big. Couple of partial buys not really working out in their favor whatsoever. And finally, back online with the rifles, the AWP for Sirison, and here's HooXi once more just jumping around the corner, Chad, like a gazelle. Really
graceful.
Beautiful.
I would say graceful.
Agile.
JKS has tried a bunch of different positions, hasn't he? And k1to has killed him, I think,
He's
2 out of the 3.
just waiting for people to push into his crosshair. It's just like, for the most part, hasn't really been working out for him. But NiKo, he's looked great, that's for sure, as we enter round number 9 here, ladies and gents.
It is strange, because on the gun rounds, JKS defaults mid, but on the anti-ecos, JKS seems to default B. So, whoa. That's the push. Good combination with the util deep in the face of HooXi there. He's been softened up to 26. They go 1 for 1. And this AWP line from Sirison here could pay dividends. It's likely m0NESY just walks into this. A nade over towards B, the AWP kill in towards mid, and now it's a 2-on-4.
Lovely utility usage. And we'll see a 4-on-2 ensue. JKS and NiKo, though, I'm sure they'll have something to say about it. This round is not done. With a minute remaining, and NiKo alive especially, you know he can make something work here. There's a potential. Spots a glimmer of Krimbo, but it's so difficult to see from the T perspective. The CTs definitely have the advantage there.
Well handled by Krimbo there to be ready for that type of maneuver. He had a bit of backup on the site here, and just JKS in a 1-on-4.
Maybe the round is done now, unfortunately, but still, maybe a couple of kills to be found. 40 seconds remaining. 6 for JKS so far.
I think the bigger issue in a situation like this is you're not in any territory that you can work with. You are just going to be walking
no man's
in
land,
through
right? Like
yeah.
there's nothing you can really do. There's no flashes you can do for yourself in a map like Vertigo. To walk in this steps position, you ideally need a teammate to flash through the window. Otherwise, you're just face checking like JKS is right now.
Yeah, you're checking all these different corners, and this is before he's even
Hundreds
made
of them.
20 seconds. Still has to worry about quad towards the back, the white box close, the tall box, default, close wood, generator, the off angle at the default box, and the guy, well, standing on the default box. So
he's negated all of that.
Yeah.
But there's the likely conclusion. Finding your screens right there. 5-4. Another competitive game, I'm sure, here. G2 not looking their absolute best. Few holes to plug for sure. Honestly, hasn't really got going yet. Not on Orpa's Paradise on the T side, I would say. But we'll see what he can come up with. We always like to capture anyone falling off the map. Hopefully no one jumps off.
This is his favorite map.
Yeah.
I asked him the other day.
His favorite?
I said, what's your favorite map? I said, it's probably Mirage, isn't it? He said, no, his favorite map's Vertigo, he said. So
we'll see what he can do then.
I know that Maui was a big... Oh, hold up a second. Hunter had a chance against Keto. Talking about Monacy's time in the Academy League and his prowess on Vertigo in the Academy League. It's obviously harder to replicate against these top-tier opponents, but it's a map he's really comfortable on. And NiKo, too, looking for a pick. We'll draw one back and just picking and choosing which side of the smoke he wants to lurk through, trying to catch more off guard. Bites off more than he can chew.
I was about to say the same thing.
A little bit much.
Monacy, though, he still has an appetite, and we're bringing this back to a 3 versus 3. He's actually found a bit of a gap. Smokes off the right-hand side of the bomb site, flash towards B, but Keto, the flash gets him after the dingo. The chance it actually fell apart for him, but still, they have the man advantage. Pushing up towards scaffolding, perfectly timed here. Big are looking very efficient. And their peaks.
Proactive.
Yeah, exactly. Very assertive play and making sure they have the advantage when they go for these duels and they're getting information. At least there's always trade potential there. Very difficult to take both players down in that instance.
They have to have known that JKS could be mid, right? It's been a gap that they've left. Keto's not looking right now. Fortunately for him, he's walked further forward.
And the bomb's in T-spawn. So even if JKS made this kill, he'll make himself known. Have to run, get the bomb. He probably gets it. But now the race is on. It's pretty difficult to get all the way up there, find the bomb, then get back to a bomb site, get the plant down, all in 30 seconds. But we'll see what he can make of it here. He'll presumably have to go through middle. I don't think he can justify falling back.
Well, he can walk if he wants. He doesn't want. He didn't want it all.
To be fair, it was more time than maybe I built up and maybe the way he played it, just jumping around like that. But still, options were very limited to say the least. And it's going to be 6-4 and not quite an eco on the agenda for G2 this round. They do have around $4,000 per player, maybe a little bit more, 4,200 on average, I would say. Enough for AKs across the board. You don't need the AWP on the T side, and it's Searson getting it done now. As I mentioned on Mirage, seems to be warming up to this series, getting more confident, more assertive as a unit, as mentioned, towards his scaffolding position as well. JKS with an attempt in the 4 versus 1, but ultimately made his maker towards middle. So a timeout here. I assume it's for G2, just to assess their options here. It's a crucial round. We're getting to the bookend here of the first half of the second map. It's a pick of G2. They'll start on the T side here. After a backwards and forth affair, G2 started off very hot, very confident, and then suddenly dropped off. A few questionable rounds. Not so much nightmare rounds, but it's where Big were outflanking them. They weren't hitting shots in crucial moments, and frustrating moments for G2 for sure.
Well,
Hooksy's got the Mac 10 again.
Yeah, well, this is the recipe for success.
It has been so far, historically.
That's what we want to keep on the menu. Hunter continues with this maneuver, right? He just waltzes out. He lobs that same Molotov up towards the wooden cubby time and time again, just to condition towards B, and it does cause a couple of gaps here, but A, well, this is where they have something to say. Trying to reconfigure on the site now are Big. Hooksy ahead of all of this, and there's plenty of util, but fight from Big is coming back. Is this going to stall them out? The sandbag molly's landed. They are ahead of this. They could still pop and go, and they will. Just running in. Tabson ready for the Mac 10, and the second. Monacy hits the deck too. NiKo's got something done, but needs a whole lot more. He's flashed. He can't fight for any more. And JKS, well, yeah, he went down without a fight.
It was all about that kind of fade-away flashbang. He knew that his life was taken at that point, but his teammate could still prosper from the flash itself. 2 players completely removed from the round there. faveN comes out on top. I dare say he might have the third as well, repositioned into the corner. It's the USB chat. Not the ideal weapon for the job, but does do significant damage, down 32. Certainly will have a knock-on effect here, but Hunter has been the master of clutches so far in this series. 39 frags for just joining us on Mirage. He was a beast. Akito and Krimbo completely healthy here. 100 HP apiece. And up towards short we go. So with the bomb down, they can play together. Don't need to be too worried about the flanks of the time remaining. He comes up towards short, and we're looking for a contact play.
Oh, in the reposition right now, there's a chance for him to scoop the bomb. He has. And right now, when Keto glances from the heaven position, you'll see it's gone. But with 20 seconds on the clock, he has to finish.
I was going to say, you can't go back to
yeah, this nade's going to be sconning him right on the nose, down to 6.
So he'll get a plant, probably.
Krimbo can throw a molly, too. He didn't actually need to put the body on the lines. Doesn't matter. They will get the conversion. Looking really good for Big now. 7-4.
I'm liking this, Chad. I'm liking it a lot, I have to say. After G2 got themselves back into it with the MAC-10 group mentality play, sure, those were rounds that were very good for them and actually got them back into this half. But still, the gun rounds, the true gun rounds, you have to say Big have swarmed them. They've looked very comfortable, especially this one here. tabseN, as we said, that flashbang, that was the flash I was talking about. Catches his teammates off, and JKS left in a really tricky situation there. They're unable to convert, and Big find themselves with a decent lead here. Towards middle we go this time. Krimbo mowing them down through the smoke. 4 kills to his name. The bomb goes down, and not much left to be said about round number 12 here. Hunter once again towards those B steps. That's where you'll commonly find him, so I'm sure Keto is aware. No grenades, no armor, no hope. As Hunter assesses his options here. Oh, I'm not sure about the fast mid plays on your recos, because like the default is to throw the incendiary at the very start of every round, right? So if anything, you have to try and extinguish it. When you do extinguish it, it takes vision away from your teammates. You're essentially just lining up 10 bowling pins for them now.
Yeah, it's a lighter buy, so you can understand why the fast play, but normally you like to see a well-placed flash or maybe wait for the protocol utility.
I feel like it's a great approach. I just feel like the rush, when you've got so little, sure, I know it's one of the rounds that are unlikely to win.
It's a coin toss, though.
Would just like to have seen like a couple of flashes over, wait for the initial utility perhaps, instead of just running through the flames. But either way, it was a round that was heavily favored towards the Germans as they pick up their 8th. They're going to be winning the half here. Remember, this is the map pick of G2 as well, so we'll see 5 AKs across the board. So that's the Molotov I'm talking about. So you have to just run through that. They do extinguish it, but that's what I'm talking about. They're not going to affect extinguishing it. Now you've got full grey screen coming through. It's a bit of a dream being gifted that, especially if you get those first couple of kills. Will slow them down, knowing you've done significant damage. But here we go then. Next gun round. Number 13 in Hunter. Let's get a bit more confidence here.
Oh, this is a gamble. They're starting 4A
Boost,
or
perhaps?
solo mid, so they can triple boost here. It's obviously a little bit more of a precarious situation, but gives them a deeper angle down towards this scaffolding position. I'm not sure if NiKo's going to be on the clear here.
On this sort of round, chat.
No,
I think this could be perfect.
It's more for a bogey round, right?
Yeah.
And, well, that's a barrel spotted, and that's a kill found.
Yeah,
so,
I love that. Why not? When you've got all the momentum on your side, like that's normally what you sort of play when you're on Eco or an MP9s. Like, NiKo will get one back. I'm not sure that one was required, but it was the incendiary going down. They were trying to get positional control. A nice idea, but it has led us to a 4-4. Smoke and response, but they did spot the bomb, remember. But do they push towards
B? Oh, you can see him. NiKo now just executing. Siriuson's gone. They need to make sure they trade. It's just faveN now up towards the site here. The rotation of tabseN's still a little bit far away. And G2, they don't have to push the issue. They're all together right now on the ramp. All 3 clumped up, so no crazy lurks to account for.
I was going to say, like, now they've got those kills, they could maybe justify joining Hunter back towards B, but indeed he was with them. And just a sleight of hand here from m0NESY, just trying to suggest they're still going in towards A. You have to keep at least 1 player over here, so you can guarantee there'll be just 1 on this side of the map.
It can still go wrong here, right? Because Hunter's running in, with tabseN's rotating over. tabseN's always good for a couple of kills, and he might be quicker on the rotation than they're expecting. JK's going to start punching in the digits, which means it's essentially a one-on-one on the site. And now the bomb goes down, that pressure relieved.
With no grenades, Chad, it would take something unspeakable from tabseN at this stage. Like, he has got a bit of control here, but I feel like this... Oh, God, hold on. He thought he killed him, I think. He took his crosser off.
Chance. faveN was a beast. He was an absolute monster over there on Mirage. The CT side for him was where he did all the work. It's m0NESY low on HP, only 3 kills for the name. Just a bullet through the boards to be enough. He's just going to tap the defuse. He's going to stick it right in m0NESY's face.
Chad,
and that's
I take it all back. I'm so sorry I doubted you. You were dead on. And it comes down to a difficult plant spot as well. tabseN doing so much damage. That initial shot, just pixel perfect. The second as well, I thought he got the kill and took his crosser away. I assumed that's what he thought as well. He did enough damage though, sets himself up. The trade comes through and there's such an awkward plant. Nothing can be done, and it all started here as well. So a hard-fought round, and one they deserve, to be honest with you. That was a great initial setup there.
And that's the problem in this situation, because as soon as JKS is low, well, m0NESY is as well, he's not in a position to really contest. And they're focusing on getting fired up. I've seen Gob signal a couple times to tabseN, like, hey, lift the mood, lift the mood.
Has to be done.
And there's a real chance for an 11-4 half here. This is a real good looking big, and this is with Syrison with only 3 kills. It's tabseN with 12, 15 for Krimbo, keto with 10. It's the riflers, faveN with 8. They're the ones doing the work here.
Yeah, Krimbo especially. Great to see him keeping up at this level, doing fantastic work. Speaking of which, a huge pickup towards the bottom of the ramp. m0NESY is removed by his adversary, Syrison. NiKo, though, another prime spot. Has to go for the 360. Too many players around him, but still, they make light work of him. 5 on 3. And bare bones in terms of the utility here. They've got 1 smoke, 2 flashes, and 3 players remaining. Where is the bomb, lads? It's somewhere around there. But 1 minute on the clock, Chad, and they'll just have to walk in towards A by the looks of things.
The group
JKS towards middle.
So I guess what they have to hope for is pressure on Syrison to try and force a gap, but right now he's the lone defender of the A bomb site. It's not that he really needs any help with this AWP. As soon as he takes contact like this, he's either going to hit the shot and get traded, sure, but now it's on JKS to activate 40 seconds.
In this sort of scenario, though, he's fine with the trade there. He's got information as to at least where one of the players are. JKS normally lurking around the map. We'll see what the setup that comes through from Big is. They're actually just leaving faveN alone towards the boost boxes at A. While they just run the time down.
Yeah, look, they can just respond to B really quickly, and they're going to clear mid. It's proactive again. JKS steps out into transition, needs to hit the second, and can't connect the spray. It's a one-on-one on B right now. Hunter needs to hit it, doesn't check it, and 10 double digits for Big. This is fantastic.
Really impressed by this CT campaign. This is looking solid as well. Like, they did manage to win the pistol, and one that GT looked like they had under lock and key as well. They've had to fight really hard in some of these rounds. And sure, they lost a couple in the mid stages, but that was to some surprise tactics, right? When you had the Tech 9s, the Mac 10s out, it does happen. Top tier CS, if they find a gap and exploit it with the Mac 10, it can fall apart, but so far so good on the big side, locking them out of every situation, every clutch. Even in 3 versus 2s, it looked like G2 had the round tied up, and they're just getting swarmed by the power and prowess of tabseN. Wow. It will be round 15 here, and a mishmash of purchases. Galil's coming out in full force. All for m0NESY, like we said, it's difficult to really have massive impact on the T side, and he's only got 3 kills to his name so far. It's NiKo at the very top of 14. He has found some impact, but hasn't led to many round victories, it has to be said. 4 will do. 5 at this stage, I think they might be happy with. It's certainly doable on the CT side, but m0NESY's vision removed once again. Posturing up towards the bottom of the A ramp. They'll try and gain access towards the scaffolding position. The flashes certainly won't help, but...
They missed a smoky. See this on NiKo's screen? It's meant to be blocking off scaff, so there's actually a bit more of a gap to work with. Yeah, that might be false info for Big during all of this.
There you go. They know where Syrison is as well. He'll have to find 2. I would say to stand a chance. Oh, he delivers. Does he ever? And it's back to man advantage as he drops a smoke as well. His teammates are coming through. Jumping on top of the sandbags now. This will be where he'll be tested. My God, is he delivering? He's on for the ace here. 1 more kill will do it. And Krimbo will finish things off here. Fantastic half from Big. They go 11-4. And it's looking like they'll take us to a 3rd shot. G2 looks stunned. They look shocked. We'll take a break if they can sort it out. And we'll be back very shortly.
Why is he just like the player everyone wants to be? Like the flicky, stylish AWPer and the aggressive rifler? Like, what's going on? Now for CSGO, he's got his work cut out for him. Ooh, bit of noise made, but there's CSGO, nails the shot.
CSGO, he's already on a double on this round. No one's watching it. CSGO. Oh, CSGO is on for the ace.
CSGO in the window is smoked off. This is for the map. This is for the game. And he's waiting in the window. They have no idea. The smoke phase from this shot. He gets the kill. He gets him off the bomb. The pistol's out. The P250 might just save Big once again. And he's done it all on his own.
Goes down, it will fall to CSGO, and he's hit some good shots. Very good shots. A double. Talk on ramp, he taps away. It's a good Julie double up, and he hits them both. CSGO here with the orb, but he's putting on a bit of a show. A fast wrapping long is Hunter. The only man left, CSGO.
I'm your worst nightmare. Cause I ain't taking no losses. And I don't even care what the cost is. Are you prepared for the forces I'm about to bring? Cause I'm the boss of all bosses. I penetrate your thoughts and fill them with doubt. You gon' feel where I'm coming.
Quite good. He's developing into a really important player to us. He's giving real information. He's taking control over the game sometimes, and he's also taking more responsibility in the game and also outside the game.
(11-4) reads the scores on the door. A large, sizable, substantial, considerable, great, huge, immense, enormous, extensive, colossal, massive, mammoth, or big half for big. The Germans on your screen right now have awoken. Map number 1, it was close. It could have been theirs. And right now, destined to take us to map number 3, unless G2, led by the GigaChat Hooksy, have anything to say. Let's get underway with Henry G.
Henry G and Chatty B, also known as Malta Vice apparently now. And we'll be leading you through the action here in the second half, and it's middle. It's going to be the chosen area of attack for Big as they make their way towards it. Time to defend B, and just a Hooksy flashbang. Waiting towards middle, just looking for that information, looking to slow them down here. Oh, he needs to be careful, Chad. He's fully committed to this, down to 11 points of health. He does get towards CT spawn, but what cost? As now Big have full control of middle. A smoke towards construction as well. This is looking very good. Did it swarm towards CT spawn? Go for an A split potentially?
They have to flash JKS forward. They need some info right here. This is going to have to come at some point because look at this, threading the needle. How are they into the backlines? There's the flash, there's the peak from JKS, but they're still under the pump, still under pressure here right now. And Hooksy, he's gone down. Hunter dead too, and all the kills come in for Big. This has to be the game right now. Call this 12.
Yeah, absolutely. What a beautifully constructed strategy there. Big getting full middle control. Hooksy caught with his pants down with the flash then. He was just spotting for pixel positions there and just jumps into no man's land, gets digged, segregated in CT spawn, and then all hell is let loose. Still a slight chance here with that kill from Monacy, but still a 4 versus 1. NiKo doesn't stand a chance now, and there it is, 12 reads for Big. That's an unfortunate one. G2 didn't really answer back whatsoever. Mid just spiraled out of control for them. The B split is delivered, and there it is. A force buy may be required here from the G2 side.
And we have Nuke as a third waiting in the wings.
Oh, I'm actually excited for
feels
that.
very likely at this juncture.
I think you might be right.
Might be getting a 3-mapper here today for the sandwich game. That's the one in the middle.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't know if everyone's going to be happy with that because I know we'll get into a discussion about is the sandwich defined by the bread, whereas this is the filling. So maybe this should have been called the filling.
The filling game. Doesn't look quite the same ring to it, I don't think. But we'll see whether they can do anything with this. G2 with just the upgraded pistols, 1 MP9 in the mix as well. NiKo, known for a few smoke kills with the Desert Eagle, it has to be said. Can cause absolute chaos with this weapon. Just biding their time here. If you want to surf, that's an option at some point. If you maybe watch this for now.
You could do both in Malta, actually. There's no waves, but you can get on a stand-up paddleboard. Lots of chilling to be done in the sun. But that's a content segment for another time.
Just a bit of tourist information there. But all right, back to the action then.
If we have to.
If we have to. And significant damage inflicted towards faveN and NiKo on either side. And a bit of a standstill for now, but eventually you assume that they'll just go for a contact play here at the A ramp.
Flash.
Here comes the Flashman. As he can strike, though. Great strike it is. Finds Krimbo. Maybe a way back into the second half.
Are they going to pivot? This is the question. 40 seconds. There's still time to go back towards B, and currently just the lone defender of JKS with a P250 and a nade, but they stick to their guns, which is the A bomb site. They're going to run into this stack again. Hooksy and Monacy, both locked and loaded, and Hooksy is going to deny Sirison here. This is just going to peter out if Big aren't careful. NiKo's turn, and everything falls apart.
That's real nice here. G2 hitting absolutely every shot required. NiKo falling back at the low HP as well, position himself in a headshot-only position, delivers one himself, and it's a clean sweep. Great work from Hooksy there. The double kill does come through eventually, and with the 5-7 as well, Chad, you'd love to see those kills, and it's such a huge round with knock-on effects beyond belief. It's a full reset for Big here. 12-5 to the name, sure, but this is forced by territory. They've only got $1,400 per player. Might as well go all in.
We have to discuss the disparity on the scoreboard right now, and I'm sure that will change here. But NiKo is at the top with 17. The next closest is JKS with 9. So you can see just how much work NiKo was doing in the first half that wasn't capitalized on. And,
I guess... what's going on here?
Well, Keto needed to go to the bathroom, I believe.
It happens. You can get caught short sometimes.
Okay, can we just check in with Keto here? Okay.
He's got the bomb.
So it would definitely be, if he has the bomb, it'd be the number 2.
It'd have to be a very powerful chemical toilet to take care of that device.
I've been in a few of those on a 40-degree day. They're
on the work site?
Yeah, it's not fun and they smell very bad.
It's my worst nightmare to have to go in the toilet like a number 2 in there. I've never done it in my life, but never want to.
No,
I hate those things.
There's never usually any toilet paper in there. The last time...
That's the least of my concerns in that place. Like when you go to one at a festival.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's where people go to die, I think. Hooksy just got a 3K.
Love to see it.
We didn't even celebrate it.
We should have. We've done him a disservice there. You're right.
But look at Twitch chat. Let me bring it up. Let me see what they're saying.
They'll be excited for it.
They're going to love it.
They'll be a little bit behind, so you might be waiting a slight bit. But you're fine. I'll take over.
Here it comes. There we go, 3 kills. Yeah, they're spamming it. They're loving it.
They're loving it?
They're loving it. The people at home are loving it. Everyone's here to see Hooksy succeed. Now let's see if they can succeed again against some pistolas.
Well, he's already a map up here. And they're right back into Vertigo. And unfortunately, JKS completely swarm at these Tech 9s. I feel like Hunter's days are numbered as well, but he's actually handled this very well. The CZ, his pistol of choice. He still stands a chance here. 60 points of health. Can he get a fadeaway kill? Not quite, doing significant damage, and Hooksy takes a face full of lead there, Chad. 7 HP, and he's fortunate they actually decided to stop pushing at that stage.
The official terminology for a round like this is a Yika Z.
I think you might be right there.
We're down towards the Z connector and heading back towards A. Big are actually in with a bit of a shout on this one. You might think I've spoken too soon, but Hooksy's going to be a non-issue. It's going to come down to Monacy and NiKo. 2 of them combined are going to have to do the heavy lifting. I know that maybe you look at the buys, you think, Chad, they've just got a couple of P250s, a Tech 9 and a smoke, but that feels like more than enough for them to pick this round up.
Yeah, I would say that's completely fair. You don't have armor, however, no grenades. It would take a bit of timing, a bit of fortune in their favor. But the smoke going down to the bomb site here. If a plant came through, Chad, you'd be happy with the round, right?
Very happy.
The incendiary doesn't really deny much. And there we have it, bomb planted. This round is now back in contention. There's actually a chance to give this one up, I would say.
Look at the lurk in mid as well from Krimbo. So
you're right.
Some massive issues here. He might find the perfect timing and has. Nobody is accounting for this. Bigger gonna get one past the keeper here. The first pass back to the defender. Now having to save is Krimbo. That's actually a TK. Hooksy, that's the worst possible solution here. Now it's going to be Monacy. He's going to have to just try and stick to the fuse. Krimbo's found the other kill. It's all falling apart here. G2 have had a classic G2 moment. Add that one to the catalog. And I think we're going to call Vertigo done and dusted. 13-6. The morale is broken now.
Oh, I would say if it's the low HP player you killed, like, sure, no problem. But I guess he was getting dinked at the same time, but still not what you want to see. Not what you want to receive there. A round that looked like it was completely over. We're saying, oh, it's good they got the bomb down. There's a chance they can do something with this, but you don't want to see it in that sort of fashion. Oh dear, this is the flank coming through, and then you're right, it's the team kill straight to the dome of NiKo, the glow right in the side of their head. I dare say he was dead regardless, but still, we get into the next round here, 13-6, just when GT looked like they'd found some footing. They still have a full buy.
this is G2 just getting up. They've just been knocked out. They're laying on the map. The ref's counting to 10, and they're just standing up, a little bit startled in this moment.
Yeah, punch drunk for sure.
If they can recover from that type of a round loss with the clutch they lost in the first half, the 3-on-2 situation that they should have been converting, that tabseN was able to do so much damage and the kill onto Hunter, it's going to be remarkable here, but it has to begin now. G2, you've put yourself up this stream. You're the ones that left the paddle at home, and it smells just like that portable toilet Keto was in before.
No one wants that, do they? Well, here we go. A chance of the full execution here. Big. Have all the options in the world. They've got full B steps control. faveN towards middle, but a rare boost towards his mid boxes. Nice to throw in a couple of times a half. Can lead to a nice kill at the start of the round.
JKS is screwed here. He needs the support of Hooksy, and sure, he's coming now, but oh, the timing.
Couldn't be worse, could it, Chad? Couldn't be worse.
Can we forget about Vertigo? That's what
Things
G2 are saying.
Unraveling at the seams here for G2. After a chaotic, disastrous previous round, they now find themselves with Hunter with his pants down on top of the boosted box, throwing an incendiary. Hooksy, not the most desirable spray there towards the B steps. That was a chance to get back into it, but it is another kill.
They know JKS is still here, Henry. They know this is the B anchor, so they're going to clear their corners, and now the information is granted. The pins are coming. JKS has got 2, but he needed 3 for it to be around. NiKo and m0NESY, the best bet they have is saving. NiKo's responded to this quickly. The bomb will get planted. I think they've heard the steps of NiKo as well, so should be ready for this flank.
I think you might be right here. They do not have a kit currently, and CSGO is watching this like a hawk. NiKo can jump up, but he should be spotted, and a beautiful shot there. And the German sniper. m0NESY will have to retreat, Chad. It's looking likely to be 14-6. And another round that slips by the wayside for G2. Opportunities there to get back into it. A couple of moments like the duels are going in their favor, but it's not quite connecting the dots, and just a disastrous way to lose your star player. 39 frags in the first map. He's boosted on middle. They've called for an incendiary towards B. The moment he pulls it out is when faveN walks around the corner. And it's just the worst feeling. Like, just when you're like, you feel like, right, I've got middle under control, no problem here. That's when it all collapses. So that was the opening. I want to see, can he hold on to it? Just about. He holds the AWP, and 14-6 down on their map pick. Nuke looking like a certainty here. And God B, he's fired up. He looks ready for this.
Yeah, it's good. He's been trying to keep that energy high.
So frustrating.
He just looks like a plum, doesn't he? Just standing on the top of the mid box in the open.
Oh, that was unfortunate as well. Hooksy looked like he had him dead to rights, but great shot from CSGO. Love that. No timeouts. Oh, there it is. So they use, it's actually big using it. I actually like this. Like, make sure he closes out early. Don't mess around. Don't make any mistakes here. You haven't won the game. G2 are always going to be a formidable side. They've got some of the world's best players within their ranks. Make sure you play it by the book. Take your advantages. Assess the situation. Work out what you're up against. You know the AWP has been saved. m0NESY hasn't had the best showing. I think he might be bottom fragging, actually. Yeah, he actually is. 7 for 11. Hasn't really had any impact whatsoever on Vertigo. If ever there was a time to shine, this would be it. We say Vertigo's not an AWP's paradise, but if you ever were going to shine, it'd be on the CT side, right? You've got options A, you can go towards B, middle, A ramp, scaffolding.
He's going to have to stay mobile. With what you're saying, right? Yeah. All those positions, hopefully he can be in one and then the other quite quickly here. That's the only way. And he's spawned miserable, back of the pack. So not even going to have the opportunity for the quickest possible pick, but still a pick should be gathered. The gap smoke, you can see that flying high and through the sky. It's a run boost. Okay, getting tricky with it.
So it was big that took the tactical timeout here. Can they work out the rounds? Can they find 15 quickly? Potentially take us to nuke. It's JKS who's got a freebie here, Chad.
Should have a freebie here. I was going to say, if Kiddo gets the better of him in that situation,
I didn't want to tempt fate by even suggesting it, but I'm glad he got the kill, just for his sake and your heart. But m0NESY will pull another kill in G2's favor, but CSGO's had enough. Taking matters into his own hands, and it's the pistol of NiKo not quite connecting this time. It's getting a bit awkward for him, but he does start to hold it together. One frag would do, I suppose. Jumping through, ducking and weaving, buying time. It's still a man advantage, and then some. As Hunter leaps in from the boosted boxes. Krimbo, he knows his chances are very limited here. It all starts with this kill, but he can't find it. And sure, a little bit awkward at times, but they still win the round. And it will be 14-7 here. Money aplenty for big. I say that, it's $9,000 for faveN, but around 3,000 to 4,000 for the other players here. So a buy, but a few concessions to be made.
I'm just curious, right? You look at this round, you go, okay, well, G2, they converted it, but it came with the freest kill that JKS could have possibly asked for over towards that B-bomb side, right? How many times is that going to happen, if again? So that's something that has to be considered here.
So they're keeping themselves in it, but it's not looking good for G2. And oh dear, it's looking worse now. NiKo, who's been at least one of the beacons of hope in the fragging department, is the first one down. Yeah.
I'm sure that's how they feel at this stage. Like, they've really dropped off a cliff here, G2.
And they're gambling as well. So you can see this, JKS is just throwing his smoke over towards B so he can focus mid. Hunter, the mid player, goes and cheats over towards A to try and bolster this. And in the interim, they've actually already stayed one step ahead. If there's one thing you're going to say about Big in this map, they've been consistently proactive, and that has given them the jump.
Absolutely agree. And bear in mind, this wasn't a full investment, just one AK-47 brought over. HooXi, though.
Just don't die. Just don't die.
Bro, yeah, chill.
Just don't die.
That will do. Hunter can pick up the pieces here. And is he ever? That's a real nice sequence from him. HooXi will get the job done. And it's going to be 14-8. You're dead on there, though, right? He's got all the information he needs. Sure, there's some pistol players there, but do not go down. If you give them a rifle at this stage where they've got the AK-47 and a pick, you never know what could happen there. But crisis averted. Round picked up, 14-8. And another full purchase for Big here. They will get Citizen on the AWP.
Is Gob sleeping?
Maybe he's just saving energy.
Power nap.
Yeah, exactly. Get your micro sleep in.
I think they say 20 minutes is as good as 2 hours.
I don't know about
who
that.
they are, but
yeah.
Here's the run boost again. Oh, and another opener this time. Keto onto JKS, as mentioned. Unlikely he was going to get that freebie again. And honestly, patrolling needs to hit this shot into Sirison. Has him, should be dead to rights. Sirison is so glued, focused. It's actually NiKo to get that kill. So they've drawn it back into a 4-on-4. And they're just going to charge into B here. Hunter, peppered down to 22, gets a double up. That is massive from Hunter. That has to be the round right there. Stalled them out on the advance. They tried to take the space, and HooXi cops the bullet through the box. He's gotten cleaned up here, so maybe there's a few more question marks.
Absolutely. That was a little bit rough towards middle, and now the round's starting to unravel here. HooXi had to get one there, Chad. His advantage. Not trying to rub it in or anything, but that was a key frag. They probably can't believe they picked it up. 2 versus 2. Oh, just going to town on them now. This is for map point. Just when it looked like G2 were scraping some rounds together, NiKo and Hunter having to step up once again. Another 1 versus 1. Runs by the kid. There's another one there in spawn. The bomb ticking away at some pace now. Up against Krimbo, who admittedly only has the Galil, but he has all the advantages he could ask for in terms of positional control. He's likely to be towards the steps, but he's actually playing it towards Tetris, and as soon as he gets near the bomb, that's a great time to strike. Not waiting for any nonsense or any fake diffusers to come in. Just get in there and take him down early.
Now, our tent is next to their tent, which is where all the action's going on here. And yes, it is the traveling circus, but I can hear them yelling. I could just hear Big celebrate.
I wasn't sure if it was them. I thought it might be just holiday goers
the
outside.
Kids in the pool?
Yeah, maybe, but it is. Okay, but it is them. That does make a lot more sense.
I think it's whoever's in the upper deck is probably closest to where we are right now, and I definitely just heard a cheer. Yeah, it feels like Hunter in that moment had done enough, but faveN again, a really nice shot, and Krimbo in that situation, NiKo has no idea where he is. A well-finished round there by Big. Good stuff. They've definitely pulled off, I would say, some as far as the gun rounds are concerned, Big have walked all over G2
Absolutely,
this game.
Yeah. Completely agree. Remember, G2 only really got going on this map due to Tech9's Mac-10s, and love this position. Using the sandbags and using the headshot position, you actually crouch to the left of it. Good for 1 kill. Difficult to multiple frags here, but we'll see what HooXi can make of it. Oh, God, now don't get caught repositioning again. Flashbang comes out. He'll swing off it. Looks like you get at least a couple here. Good job on the first, and Hunter backs him up. This is much better.
Is it enough, though? I've seen things go wrong for G2 in better circumstances. JKS will stall out Keto, and now just faveN up the ladder. Looking for a couple of kills here, but so is HooXi. He's on the prowl. And, well, he's not playing to contain. He's playing to make faveN look like he's... Oh, boy, I can't there. I just can't. So the kill back, and it's all good.
I just can't do it anymore, lads.
It's all good.
Well, it is all good for G2 for now, at least. They have managed to get the money down to absolute 0 in terms of resets and loss bonus. And this was a nice mid-sequence, to be fair. Dicey at times, but ultimately stuck the landing and looking absolutely fine there. Barely gave up any ground whatsoever. And I dare say it's either the full buy or the full eco here.
Now, the life vests are under the seat, Henry, so hold on tight. This one could get bumpy.
I think it might do. It's never this clean cut. Especially in ESL Pro League, and the recipe of players we have on the server right now, it's building up to be something magnificent, I would say. I thought there's a few more twists and turns here on Vertigo before we even get to Nuke.
Well, they're past this, and HooXi's the first to receive. He's going to be flashed forward, but ahead of the flash is tabseN, I believe.
Here we go.
And there it is, getting absolutely clothesline. NiKo needs to mob them up. He's better at the taps than the spam, and now the pressure's on m0NESY if he goes down as well.
It's okay, Hunter's there. Hunter will not give up anything. There you go. He has to get 4 kills like every round, Chad, but he's doing it. He's delivering. 39 on Mirage, posts his 21st frag here, and just dominating the last few rounds here.
He gave his teammates a head start on Vertigo and said, I'll start and try and catch up now. So let's see how close to 39 he can get. Still just one more round needed from Big, but G2 have made the double digits, the magic number.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been pretty underwhelming, I have to say. Like, I didn't see much to talk about on their T side. They've managed to keep their head above water on the CT forces here, but they lost a pistol on that second round force buy, and it's just been quite back and forth since then, but still, they have all the advantages once again they could ask for in round number 26.
The one they lost where HooXi TK'd NiKo and they lost to that Krimbo flank has to be the worst of the bunch.
That really did hurt everyone's soul, broke their hearts. It is a classic G2 round. That is the encapsulation of one. But here we go. Hunter, once again, got to be spoon-fed a couple more kills here towards middle. Sendary to buy some time as well, doesn't need to overcommit to the peaks. NiKo has other ideas though.
If he was to stay where he was, even pushing is great too. That's such an off angle that you don't see too many players checking, right? You're more worried about headshot or sight. And there you have it. We'll call it 11. But this is where the game starts to take a different level, right? Big can turn it up a gear here. They know they just need one more round. The rifles will come back out. siRaNN can AWP if required from the in-game leader, and he will. So no util on siRaNN other than maybe a smoke. He has 350 residual cash. But if they can bring this back to overtime, this would be both maps going overtime.
And it was a 15-11 deficit that Big managed to bring it back to overtime on Mirage. They were 15-11 down, and they managed to find the 4 rounds in a row. So not a foregone conclusion. Remember, this is the pick of G2. Sure, there's been some awkward moments, some questionable rounds, but we'll see whether they can find the opening kill here. NiKo delivering once again. faveN goes down early. m0NESY ready to challenge once again. Takes down the in-game leader in the form of tabseN. 5 versus 3, Chad. Just take each round as it comes, and siRaNN trying to fight themselves back in towards the round here. You can see through slight gaps here towards the scaffolding, but they recovered the bomb and not feeling their chances towards the A round. It feels like m0NESY has full control on that side of the map. They'll just start making their way towards B. Maybe that's the best port of call. And to defend on the B side will be JKS at the back there.
It's definitely, and that's the thing, JKS's side, if this round does go in favor of G2, right, I think in the future rounds, Big will try and pressure B a lot more. Why not? They did find success there, at least with an opening in one of the earlier pieces. I think here what's quite interesting as well is the meta's shifting at... Okay.
Kind of works.
Yeah, it's the dribble boost. It's not the flying run boost. You just kind of, you know when you skim a stone?
Exactly, yeah. Only got like 3 or 4 bounces there. I would have liked 6 or 7, but yeah, it certainly worked. And for now,
it's a 3-on-3
I don't think it's done, you know? I feel like they might even get the bomb down here. Very nice smoke from NiKo, just buying some space. He'll jump up towards the bomb side boxes. What a prime time to do it as well, knowing he'll have full control. He can use the lower box to adjust his levels, and yeah, there's the bomb going down. HooXi joins in the fragging department as well. 4 versus 1, Keto with no chance. Nade lands at his front door, blows it wide open, and yeah, nothing to do but to save the AK potentially. In terms of loss bonus, where are we at? So they have $2,400 into this round, $2,900 into the next. So I won't be terrible, but oh, actually it will. They're actually at 0 with no plan. So this is the chance though. This is another, what, Tech9 Deagle situation?
That's why I worry about the B bomb site here, right? You should be very concerned if you're HooXi and Co about how susceptible B may be to something a little bit more explosive here. They are working back into it. This is NiKo getting an absolute freebie right there. And one of the conversation points I wanted to bring up was the fact that they have such a strong AWP in m0NESY to fight that ramp, and they also are doing more of the scaffolding block smoke as opposed to the deep ramp smoke. You have to be careful as the T's. You can't just stand in the open down there and think you have a gray screen protecting you. But if m0NESY starts heating up here late, that's another AWP kill. It might be good night for Big as far as regulation goes. Must have been looking at his radar there. He must have been looking at his radar there.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, you're right. And luckily they only had Glocks, I suppose.
Sure.
Not a big deal. 15-13.
I have something, we can quickly leave this with the desk because we are getting a bit of a timeout here, but maybe if, they have a longer segment or maybe they have a game that's a bit more of a blowout and it is on Vertigo, it would be cool to just get them to break down some of the different variations of A ramp control. Right?
Absolutely.
Because for the viewer at home, you don't get to see, you normally see the
It comes down to the minutiae, right? In terms of the smokes that are deployed, the back and forth affair, how much presence you're showing towards scaffolding. There's lots of one-ways involved. There's lots of gaps on the scaffolding itself for AWPers to look through. We saw that it's looking for the slight gaps in materials. So you can actually shoot for that as well.
Yes.
But it's mainly about gathering information where the CTs are positioning. Actually, are they out? Are they at the back wall there? Yeah, I think that's a great question.
Good combinations of utility to look at there. So, yeah, maybe a conversation point for a future segment.
You don't see many CTs actually forcing issue at the start of the round anymore, pushing down the A round. That was quite common at the start of Vertigo. It seems very difficult to pull that off these days because there's such a utility battle at the very start.
Yeah, Patsy had a move when we were covering them where he would do this shallow smoke and get flashed through for a fight. But like in terms of having somebody barreled down, it's not as consistent as it once was. That used to be the go-to. But Big have just burnt their final timeout. We do, on the back of that, have a tech. So this conversation we were having, it actually fits perfectly, like we've seen the future here.
Absolutely. Works very nicely indeed. And yeah, if you are just joining us, welcome to the second map of this epic best of 3. We kick things off on Mirage. That was the pick of Big. It went to overtime after they suffered a 15-11 deficit. And it's G2 have found themselves in the exact same situation here. They picked up the first map, but now trying to take us to overtime on their pick. They only need 2 rounds now, and there's every chance they can do it, Chad, because Big have started to drop off the last few rounds, and it's actually 5 in a row for G2 here. They're actually looking quite astonishing in the last few, getting more and more control. Hunter once again, NiKo stepping up. Those are the 2 players you'd like to see at the top, and they've gone above and beyond for G2.
Now, one of the keys, and you point out, especially in that spree, but over all of the CT rounds that are being converted here for G2, they have denied Big from getting the bomb down. So if Big can get into the site and get the bomb down, we might be looking at a different outcome here. It's just that traction into the site that they need to find. So here we go. We've got the technical doohickey done and dusted, and away we go. G2, 2 more rounds from OT here on Vertigo. Or are we going to be going to the 3rd of Nuke just around the corner here?
Wanna see, looking to crack things open at the A ramp, and HooXi this time positioned not towards the middle.
Very noisy. He did that intentionally noisy there, and he gets away. He tried to draw them into a spam battle. I truly think that HooXi made those steps to draw a fight.
I think you might be right, and the fact that NiKo was spraying at the same time, waiting for their response to try and take him down, he can get an educated guess as to where they are. He'll see the flares coming through the smoke and actually gets a kill through it. That's tabs him removed as well.
HooXi is literally bait at this point. He's just dangled himself on the edge of the fishing line.
You've got to respect it there. That was a hell of a play.
Because those steps, it just seemed way too intentional at that moment. And now with the regress here, using the one-way sandbag Molotov to get NiKo out towards, well, the other sandbag. There's still plenty of time for Big to choose a different bomb site. And fortunately, they are going back to knock on the door of B. Now, you do have JKS tucked in here towards the quad position. He has the assistance of Hunter, who has an incendiary left over. That may be a difference maker here.
I think you might be right. He has to take all of the aggro, try and slow them down, soften them up for JKS to finish things off here. We need to see JKS with a big performance here on the B bomb site. Obviously, a crucial round to try and save the 3rd map, and he gets the double spray down. Lots of damage inflicted, but still not quite enough. He will be granted access here. We're down to a 3 versus 3. 25 seconds remain, and Krimbo, he'll go down to the flames of Monasio, and we'll see now a bit of a pause in the action.
They can't plant right here. They're a little bit worried about the cross, the low HP. There's nothing lethal to stall this out, but that shot definitely is the bomb. Worst possible position. faveN has to jump up on the boxes. Wants to save this AWP. Might get the opportunity to do so. They're running him down. The flash is good. 5, 4. Doesn't go down after time, so that's an unfortunate favor right there. And HooXi gets the final kill. 1 more round for OT here.
Who would have thought? G2 were falling off a cliff at one stage in the second half, so they had nothing to say, but Hunter and NiKo with a resurgence and managing to deliver all the goods here. JKS has significant damage, only good for 1 kill though. Monassi though stepping up, hitting the vital shots, and HooXi to close the round down. So desperate times call for desperate measures, Chad, and it will be the Galils, the scouts. No real utility, and maybe a faster paced round here. We'll see what they've got in store. Searson with the scout indeed, but not very good at the opening picks on this map, I would say.
Yeah, both snipers in this game have been kept relatively quiet here. You've got one on either side of the screen right now. Scope v Scope battle, but one's a lot more lethal than the other, and it makes sense for them to try and pressure B, but they've actually left Hunter here. This flash is going to be quick. JKS has thrown this out. They're so far ahead of this. Hunter might give away his position here. They're in. JKS being run down, and he's dead to rights as Hunter has to deliver. They're going to get into the site. It may be the key. The B bomb site is bleeding.
HooXi has to step up and go bigger than ever. He has the HE grenade to try and deny the plant, but no one's really low enough to justify that.
Seriously, don't just walk out here. Oh, the scope's giving him away. He's been tagged, and HooXi too.
This is awkward. No one wants to make the final move here. Bomb to be planted momentarily. Man advantage still for Big as they juggle the weapons around to the low HP players. HooXi will take the sniper rifle here. Another HE. I don't think it denies the plant. Significant damage and the follow-up kill. Back to a 3-on-3 here. They, of course, have kits, smokes, and flashbangs. And the final move will be coming in very shortly indeed. Big need to hold on. They need this round to avoid overtime.
Oh, the flash is good. They've got the killer generator. NiKo's got another here. Just one more to find it. Sirison with the scout. The low HP. He can't get it done. HooXi and NiKo, they're going to get on the defuse. We're going to overtime again. Mirage was a barn burner. Vertigo too. And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break to decide who's going to be taking home Vertigo.
I'm here with NiKo from G2. We had a difficult task of finding 15 of his best plays, best highlights, and we're going to go through them, try to find the 10 and rank them from the most impactful ones, or just the ones that NiKo liked the most. So let's get it started. This one, we already know this one.
Yeah, we do.
This is one of your, this is one of the earlier ones that really, caught everyone's eye.
Well, the worst thing about this one is that I made this HP Deagle, and then we lost NiKo right after, so it didn't have a
We don't talk about
impact.
those.
But yeah, the highlight was great.
I wonder how many highlights are going to be just you with the Deagle.
Yeah, probably a couple of from mouse time. I think there was probably like 3 or 4.
And maybe this was phase they saw. They felt this round and they're like, we should get this guy. This guy is pretty good.
I remember this one. It was online.
I'm not sure I remember this one. With the AWP as well. Yeah. You had a lot of AWP highlights in MOUZ, right?
Yeah, I played the AWP way more often than I do nowadays.
This was nice, but it was,
cool.
It feels like
just online. I feel like there was so many more highlights before the nowadays.
Oh
so
yeah,
everyone's
because people
playing safe. Like, they don't give you a chance to make a highlight.
Does that make you sad?
Yes.
Ooh, casting as well.
This was against SK, yeah. This was in Dallas, actually.
I like how faveN didn't turn at all.
Yeah. This was in Dallas. It was Pro League Dallas or IM Dallas? I don't know what it was. But this is one of my favorite clutches.
Oh yeah, this was sick. I think I remember it as well.
Better, I think.
You were just turning around.
He knows there's a player behind him, but if he gets rid of the player on the side, he might have just done enough. The time is running out. NiKo, how is he doing
that? Was sick.
This one was great, and it was in the arena as well, so...
It was sick. It was like the patience was really cool, right? Like not overextending.
And it was also the first time we had beaten SK, I think, in like ages.
What do you say, top 5 for now? You seem to really like it. Let's put it in the top 5. We'll see what else is there.
This was Las Vegas against Virtus Pro.
Oh yeah, I remember the one tap.
Yeah. This was my last event in MOUZ.
Yeah, you balled out that event as well. Like you went out with a bang. That was great. Like that's vintage NiKo.
I think that was in the arena as well. It was just empty.
Yeah, around like 6, 7. Yeah, we'll see. 7, 8.
7, 8. I mean 8, 9.
6, 7, 8. Shout out one time. Ah, that's too up. One of your favorite spots.
This was against Hellraisers or Fnatic? Hellraisers, yeah.
Wow, you remember a lot of these.
I do. I mean, this one was...
We won't talk about that one.
I mean, this one can just
Outside the top 10?
Outside the top 10.
It was also...
It was online. It was
online.
Nothing crazy.
Welcome back to ESL Pro League. We find ourselves at yet another exciting crescendo here, Chad. We didn't think one overtime would be enough. We've doubled down, and we're doing it all over again here on Vertigo. No one thought G2 stood a chance after going down 11-4 on the first half, losing the pistol in the second. We thought they were dead in the water, but they've risen like the Phoenix, and here we are.
Well, both teams here with some struggles on the T side, and that's exactly where Big's going to be starting here. Have they been able to solve some of their issues in that 2-minute break, and how are they going to come out swinging here? Remember, CSGO and Modesty have been kept quite quiet on these scopes, so it's going to come down to the riflers here to be the difference makers. Well, you say his name, and here he comes. The big green wielder for the German side. Took a liberty or two there through the smoke, and has been denied passage here as Mantling up, NiKo will get this juicy angle. A bit difficult to clear here. You don't always expect this, right?
Definitely
he gets
not.
An extra little look over.
Yeah, I think you're dead on there. This could be very interesting indeed. I love this from NiKo. You know he's not going to thwart the opportunity. If it's presented, he'll be finding the head. Has to hold his nerve. Oh, just about misses out there, so I take that back. But still, Keto has found the gap, and has he ever? faveN joins in as well. They've absolutely swarmed the A bomb side. That should be round. Out of nowhere.
I love the reaction. The reaction's great. That has to come down to this team doing their theory, right? If we see this boost, we run them down, because as soon as they noted that stack was there, everybody whirred into action.
Had they have got the kill, G2 that is, of course they're in a better position, they'll be a bit calmer, but the fact it's got a bit scrappy and maybe sprayed for a little bit too long, you know the CTs, they don't really have anywhere to go. Where are they running towards? Short, elevator, you can catch them with the pants down there.
They're going for this.
And it might as well, I suppose. It is overtime, $12,500 in the CT side. They haven't bought double off, so not the end of the world. Trying to see if lightning might strike in their favor, but it doesn't look like it will. JKS will find a consolation frag, maybe a couple, but very well done. Nice mid-round call there from Big on the fly, spotting the opportunity. Once they see the boost, they just swarm the bomb site, overrun it, double kill comes through, and nothing can be said. 1-0 to kick things off on their T side.
I don't know how I feel about Hunter and JKS going for that retake right there, because
I don't like it either.
Because Modesty, he's a primary AWPer, right? So next round he's not going to have enough money if they lose this one. Sure. Everybody else still will, but Modesty's going to be screwed. Whereas if, I guess you can make that.
Was it a 5-on-2 or a 4-on-2?
It's a 5-on-2.
So yeah, really can't justify that. So just to know, they get $12,500 into $16,000 now in the ESL rule set. So it means you can have double AWPs, but you can't keep buying them if you lose the first couple of rounds.
Yeah, so normally in this situation, you'd love for somebody else to drop the AWP to your AWPer in the first gun rounds. But that's what we even used to do back in the 10K days. But regardless, we're here now, and more nade strikes, bigger, collectively roaming around the map here, using these $300 redos to try and inflict some damage in unison. JKS will be able to pivot back. NiKo with 29 kills right now. Hunter's come alive for 25. 20 for JKS. Honestly on 15, and Hooksy on 15 as well. On the other side of things, leading the charge will have to be faveN, who's had 2 fantastic back-to-back maps, but Krimbo's been in tow. He's got 23 to the name, 18 for Keto, tabseN 15, CSGO on 14, and well, as we get to the end of that, we might get to see another one of these little skims from the run boost.
Yeah, interested to see if it looks the same here. It bounces off a couple of times. Oh, that's beautiful. Modesty didn't see it coming, and CSGO is making light work of them towards this A ramp. 2 kills to open things up here, and Hunter, he knows he has to fall back, and once again, money comes into question here.
It's a fake though, isn't it?
What a perfect backside. I don't think it's a fake, but JKS actually gets them back into the round. He grants access towards middle, catches them, trying to rotate in towards the elevators, assuming it'd be clear. Here comes a flashbang as well. Doesn't catch tabseN. Oh, that one certainly does though. Somehow they're back in the round. It's Hooksy with a great headshot. Bomb actually dropped on the A bomb side. What was a 5-on-3 is now a 3-on-2 in their favor, and he spotted him. It is going to be a 2-on-2, and 15 seconds remain. Can they get that plant down, Chad?
Oh, he's going to try and sit it here. No, he fakes it out. The nade comes through, balls it down. Hooksy with the nade.
Let's go.
The holy hand grenade from Hooksy saves the day. You got to love to see it.
Wow, I can't believe it. The fact it was such a clean and concise round there from Big. A 5-on-3, you think they're done. I was like, even saying to you, this is the perfect backstab. They're going towards elevators, the pincer maneuver. You'd love to see it. It's by the book. It's looking fantastic.
Look at this
owns them at the start. Look how much room he garners, but It's JKS. He can't believe his luck, Chad. He rotates into 2, and the round starts to fall apart. The flashbang.
One away.
And there, the HE grenade towards the bomb side. No plant coming through, and G2 steal the round back.
That's a massive one to win right there. That should have been them done and dusted. Remember that money situation we were talking about for Monacy.
Now they've even got an AK within their ranks. Stats in the hands of NiKo. Looking for his 30th frag here. Flashbang over the top. HE to follow as well. HE should be pretty decent. Yes, it is indeed. And a great shot. I dare say he can find the double here. They know they have to swarm him, but the spray gets a little bit out of control. Back to a 4-on-4. More utility damage ensues as a ramp control is gone.
What's the response here, though? Monacy and Hooksy are quite passive on the site. They can easily be cottoned off by these smokes. It will be. So it's about harassing with you two. There's going to be incendiary drop front site, but that's immediately extinguished. They can start planting as trying to work out the boost here. And Monacy will have some slight vision. They're waiting for these Molotovs to subside before the plant's going to get committed to it. Ooh, that was an opportunity. Now the post plant, 4-on-4. Ooh, great shot from Hunter here.
Balls to the wall counter-strike there. Love to see that from Hunter. Knows they needed an advantage, and now they actually do. 4 versus 3. Of course, they have kits and 1 smoke, a couple of flashes, and they're waiting for their moment. With the smoke to subside, and here we go then. The all-important round. Who will be taking the lead as we move into the second half of overtime? It's another team kill on the G2 side. You hate to see it. Monacy will be the one to deliver, and it will be 2-1 in favor of Big.
Surely that's it. 2 rounds on the T side for Big, which is where both teams have struggled here to post any rounds throughout this series. You can see top right of the screen right now, NiKo's the 3rd if we need it. And look, it felt like in regulation we were going to need it. And now in overtime, Big just need 2 more rounds on the CT side to get there. G2 haven't used the 2-minute ad break to talk about their T side. They were speaking about what they were going to do to defend, and it was a great shot from Hunter here pivoting out, but honestly just destroying it. He has to shoot,
the moment.
But it was so clumsy there. It felt like there was a lot of miscommunication in how they were going to take that.
Right? Like they just in bad positions, didn't have a way out. And there's Keto opening things up towards Hunter. 1 round will find the map point, bear that in mind. And then they'll be looking to take us towards Nuke. G2 did so well. There's 6 or 7 rounds in a row on their CT campaign. It looked like this map was done, to be honest with you, to bring us to this point of overtime. And now finding themselves in a deficit once again. NiKo takes heavy damage from the HE grenade towards the A ramp. Remember with the flashbang set up here, faveN could be in a prime position to get a few kills.
Oh, just changing now. Oh, and strolling out to faveN. He's going to get 1 in the trade. They should be able to get into the site here, Henry. They just have to deal with Tabson, and they will. There's an opportunity as they swing it through the smoke. What is that for Krimbo?
Okay, then. Hooksy with the double kill. A-side smoked off, and grenades being exchanged. The HE will do nothing, though, but the incendiary, I don't think it's enough to deny the plant. Runs JKS's toes, and he's down to 32, but escapes just about there. And they actually have the man advantage. Who would have thought?
Seriously can smoke the bomb here. They got a molly for Sandbag as well. If they piece this one together, it could be perfect. There's the molly. That's onto the high HP player. Monacy stepped out. Now it's the low HP of Hooksy and JKS. These two, they did it before, but they have to do it again.
Well, luckily for them, there is an AWP in the mix as well. They might not have the information. These players are both desperately low. Time ticking away, though, and JKS probably needs to strike before the bomb is touched here. Low HP on the diffuser, but he can't find it. He takes down the diffuser that cancels it. Can he spray again? Yes, he absolutely can. Hooksy with the quad kill. Tie things up at 17-17. A round where they took a deficit to kick things off. Hunter dropped, and they limped in towards the side, but it looked like they had no chance in the retake. And he delivers 2 kills towards Shore, 2 on the defuse as well. Hooksy rises above the rest. That is a fantastic sequence of events from him.
Celebrations around Denmark tonight. They're going to be out there. They're going to be loving this. Toast and Hooksy in the honor, because that right now is the round that he has had of the tournament so far. Stepping up when the team needs it. We know that the fragging, it has just been non-existent. But that's a change, and this is too. There's no way Monacy considers this.
Yeah, lovely boost here towards middle. I dare say that's a kill, but it's a leg shot. Monacy down to 5 points of health. Unfortunately, they have the incendiary to buy themselves some time. 17-17, what a round that was. So many twists and turns here. I remember, 15-8 or something before there would be no chance. This one was done. But here we are, neck and neck, as G2 find themselves on the T side here of Vertigo. Somehow keeping these rounds together. Can they hold on? Who will be posting map points and indeed series point first to do G2?
Stalled out here towards A, and Hooksy, what is this you've got in your hand here? JK's also lining something up a little bit cheeky as there's so much mid presence. The smoke's immediately deployed. There's a bit of pace off of this. Hooksy through the flames. It's just going to be dancing out the window here, not clearing his corners, and should be dead
Still
to Krimbo.
Gets the kill.
Yeah, it's JKS who went down to Keto, and that bomb's been delivered. That lock and key right now for Big.
If they somehow find their way out of this one, Chad, I'll have no words. It's a 4 versus 3. The bomb's down. You've got all the advances you could hope for. But all of a sudden, they have the man advantage. And now tabseN, sure, a healthy player, has to deal with so much. A trifecta surrounding him. Not the best smoke, I have to say. And still, they rise to the top here. It's going to be a 3 versus 1. I said I'd have no words. I might have to eat them at this stage because CSGO, he's left in towards CT spawn. A flashbang and an AWP, he might as well save Chad.
51 points of health, Dan.
How have they done
the
that?
lettuce, the tomatoes, the bacon, all the goods, Dan, and they couldn't get it done. 18 to 17, G2. This is a robbery.
I can't believe that round fell in their favor. I actually can't believe it. All of a sudden, the frag's coming out of nowhere, seemingly. And even after Hooksy's entrance running past a player, how does he even find one?
I guess the flashes were just so good that Krimbo was completely white screened. And then Modesty taking faveN, sure, but it didn't feel like NiKo should have been good for that fight. And the second one on the cusp of the, well, bad smoke, and NiKo,
but
he's
it also,
here to play.
like, sometimes when bad smokes are thrown, it also invites players to have a little peek. They're like,
True.
well, I'll try and do this. But NiKo's just watching that gap. He noticed it, and he comes out on top. So sometimes it can be a double-edged sword there for sure. But there it is. Series point for G2 here at a FAMAS for Keto. Concessions started to be made here. Wow. What a game this has turned out to be.
How did we find ourselves here?
I have no idea, Chad, but I'm loving every moment of it. Can G2 do the unthinkable and bring back the huge deficit they received in the first half? 11-4 down, then losing the pistol, somehow dragging us to overtime. 2-1 down, and here we are on the T side, looking for the clean sweep, a 3-0. As they head towards the A ramp, CSGO will have to go above and beyond to fend them off here. They have 3 players ready and waiting. The battle commences. NiKo, Hooksy, find all the kills required. 3 versus 2. It's the FAMAS on the retake. Krimbo coming in from the B bomb site here. This surely can't be the way it goes down. Big have played so well here on this map, and it's all collapsed at the last possible moment.
Oh, the nade's good. JK has softened up now, but they really need to pull this one together. Nade damage goes back onto Krimbo. He's been cornered now over towards the heavens.
Oh, steady on, lads.
A little bit of a bump
steady
there.
On.
Slight team damage done, but surely G2 have done enough to get this one across the line.
Never say surely when G2 are on the server, Chad. Anything can and will happen. It all starts here with NiKo, presumably. Oh! And there it is. NiKo posting 36 kills and one of the most beautiful sequences we've seen all tournament, down to 30 points of health. The double tap comes in and it's 2-0 to G2.